not Clark.
My name is Kara. I will help you.
Supergirl, or Kara Zor-El, was first introduced as the female counterpart of Superman, but she soon proved her worth and created a unique identity for herself. Initially introduced as Superman's cousin from Krypton, Supergirl became quite a hit with the audiences in no time, and she's supposedly even stronger than the Man of Steel. Ranging from her ability to use heat vision to her incredible time manipulation abilities, she has quite a wide variety of powers and abilities that have helped her solidify her position in the DC universe. Today, we will explore Supergirl's anatomy and tell you all about the special features and abilities of this Kryptonian superhero. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Are Supergirl's powers dependent on solar energy? Since Supergirl has Kryptonian origins, she gets her energy from direct exposure to a yellow sun. The solar energy helps her remain fully charged, and sunlight even helps her heal any injuries or wounds. Supergirl's healing factor relies on the sun, and she also has a solar-charged metabolism that helps her burn calories and maintain her weight. Moreover, solar energy also makes her immune to any diseases or contaminations on Earth, as well as other planets. Kara can also manipulate her gravitational field in order to propel herself and fly around, and she can even levitate into the sky and fly through the Earth's atmosphere. She is also quite invulnerable, and she can survive bullet attacks and even extreme temperatures. Her Kryptonian origins also enable her to live longer than a regular human being, and her solar-charged metabolism allows her to retain her youth and age slowly. Moreover, regular exposure to a yellow sun also helps increase her powers, and Supergirl continues to evolve into a stronger being. She also has unlimited strength, stamina, and super speed, just like other Kryptonians who were exposed to a yellow sun, and she also has such other powers, such as super senses. Her super senses include powers such as super breath, super hearing, and even super vision. She can hear things that are happening miles away and even exhale powerful gusts of freezing air that can freeze her surroundings. She also has heat vision as well as X-ray vision that allows her to see through objects, and she also has a bioelectric aura that essentially makes her invulnerable. How powerful is her heat vision? Supergirl's heat vision is extremely dangerous, and she has once even burned a priest into dust and smoke with just her eyes. Her heat vision typically manifests in the form of blue energy beams from her eyes, and she can burn through stone, metal, or any such substance with its help. Her heat vision has very high intensity, and she can even cause explosions or fires by emitting blue energy beams from her eyes. Fans have even noticed the difference between Supergirl and Superman's heat vision, wherein Superman's heat vision is typically in the form of red energy beams, while Supergirl's heat vision appears in the form of blue energy beams. Typically, Kryptonians project red energy beams from their eyes whenever they use their heat visions in the comics. However, Supergirl was shown to project blue energy beams in the Arrowverse show Supergirl. One plausible explanation for this change lies in the fact that blue flames are hotter than red flames, and that the blue flames reflect Supergirl's power status. From a scientific point of view, a red flame burns at a temperature of around 930 to 1,112 degrees Fahrenheit, while a blue flame burns at over 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit. While heat vision is not exactly comparable to burning flames, DC Comics writers eventually started upgrading Superman's heat vision and turned his energy beams to yellow and white instead of red. White energy beams were much stronger than red energy beams, and the Arrowverse creators eventually depicted Supergirl's heat vision in the form of bright white-blue energy. In this sense, Supergirl and Superman's heat visions had some differences, but they mostly shared the same features. In fact, Supergirl also had red heat vision in the comics, and she finally started projecting blue energy beams from her eyes only in the Arrowverse series. Is Supergirl as powerful as Superman? What would happen if they fight each other? Supergirl and Superman both share similar Kryptonian origins and even possess the same powers and abilities in different magnitudes. This leads to the question of which one of them is more powerful than the other, and what might happen if they fought each other. Both Superman and Supergirl have faced some pretty strong opponents, and they have showcased their strength on numerous occasions. While Superman has been around for longer, DC Comics stated that Supergirl is more powerful than Superman, and she has lived on Krypton for longer than him. Since Krypton has denser gravity than Earth, It takes more strength and endurance to live there, and Supergirl's prolonged exposure to this environment helped her become stronger. In Crime Syndicate number 5, Supergirl came across an evil version of Superman and even defeated him. However, one must remember that the Man of Steel is one of the most powerful beings in DC Universe, and he cannot just be easily defeated. Moreover, Supergirl faced an alternate version of him, and there is still a good chance that Superman could defeat Supergirl in fight. After all, Superman is a cultural symbol of strength, and his morals and sense of justice truly make him an extraordinary hero and opponent. If the two of them were to fight each other, Supergirl might have an advantage due to her agile and strategic fighting style, while Superman might rely on brute force to overpower her. Superman has also been absorbing the sun's energy for a longer period of time as compared to Supergirl, and he has better control over his powers. The two of them have also faced each other in a few comic issues and shows, and in one such instance, Supergirl launched a surprise attack on Superman and almost knocked him down. However, Superman soon regains control and defeats her while she starts boasting about her strength. There are also other things to consider while comparing Supergirl's strength to that of Superman, such as the time spent on Krypton. Supergirl was not taught to express her powers from a young age like Superman, so she uses her powers to their full extent after arriving on Earth. On the other hand, Superman has always been suppressing his powers ever since he was a child, which is why he subconsciously always holds back and does not unleash the full extent of his powers. In Supergirl's initial story arcs, she does appear to be more powerful than Superman due to this imbalance in power usage, but she eventually adjusts her powers after spending time on Earth. While keeping in mind that DC Comics stated that Supergirl is more powerful than Superman, many things suggest the opposite, and there is a fair chance that either of them might overpower the other during a fight. Is Supergirl vulnerable to Kryptonite? Just like Superman is vulnerable to Kryptonite, Supergirl's weaknesses also include exposure to this radioactive element. Kryptonite is essentially a radioactive compound from Krypton, and it is a mineral that has the ability to drain Supergirl's strength. While Supergirl can handle limited exposure to this substance, it can weaken her and even kill her in the long term. There are also many kinds of Kryptonite, and they all have different effects on Supergirl. While green Kryptonite can physically weaken her, blue Kryptonite has a healing effect, and red Kryptonite has some unpredictable side effects. While Kryptonite is one of her weaknesses, Supergirl can also be weakened due to exposure to a red sun. In a comic series, Supergirl is on the verge of turning 21 when she decides to visit a planet with a red sun to drown her sorrows after losing her family to Krypton's destruction. While a yellow sun could help Kryptonians to gain powers, a red sun neutralized her powers, and Supergirl had hoped that the red sun would drain her powers. However, her plan did not go quite well, as she ended up facing a local warlord on this strange planet, and her spaceship was also stolen. Supergirl soon found herself stranded on a faraway planet away, and the red sun's radiation also proved to be more dangerous than any kryptonite, as she was unable to use her powers. How is Supergirl able to breathe in space? While Supergirl did not always have the ability to breathe in space, she soon gained possession of the Legion Ring. The Legion Ring then allowed her to breathe in space and also travel through time, among other powers. While Supergirl cannot live in space for an extended period, she can most certainly hold her breath for extended periods of time and survive a short trip to space in case she needs to eliminate any threat. Supergirl also has super breathing as one of her super senses, which further enables her to breathe in harsh environments. Supergirl's ability to fly in space comes from an unconscious telekinetic ability that manifests into a bioelectric field and also helps her create telekinetic touch. All these things combine in order to allow Supergirl to defy gravity and fly around space. While Supergirl can certainly survive in space, it is sad to see that her character in the Arrowverse show, Supergirl, does not have this ability. In some episodes, Supergirl was able to propel herself by using her heat vision, but otherwise, she seems to have issues with flying in space or even breathing in space. This does not align with her character's features in DC Comics, and fans have voiced their concerns over how the CW television network's Supergirl series seems to counter many DC Comics storylines. While Supergirl's ability to breathe in space has not been depicted in the series, the fact of the matter remains that she can breathe and fly in space. Exploring her incredible time manipulation abilities. Supergirl also has some wonderful time manipulation abilities ranging from the ability to slow time to even travel through time. Supergirl's stamina and speed enable her to slow time in the same way as the Flash, who can slow down time and the Earth's rotation. Supergirl's ability to slow time proves to be useful when she needs some extra time to complete a mission, but she also does not use this ability a lot. In most cases, Supergirl relies on her super speed to do things at a fast pace and complete her missions in time. In some instances, she can also time travel across space whenever she senses a disruption in a different time. She can travel to the past as well as the future, and she once even traveled to the future to save her friends from rain. Can Supergirl grant powers to others? While few fans remember that Superman had the ability to grant powers to others, it seems that even Supergirl also has this unique ability to lend her powers. She has to hold someone in order to bestow powers upon them, but there is also a catch. When it comes to this ability, Supergirl cannot just go around granting powers to others, and she needs to be electrocuted by lightning in order to do so. Supergirl once used this ability to grant powers to Leslie Willis, who later turned into Livewire. How does she protect herself from telepathic attacks? Supergirl also has the ability to resist any telepathic attacks, and she can typically block them with the help of her Legion Ring. The Legion Ring helps her gain several new powers and even helps her protect herself from telepathic attacks. While Supergirl is extremely powerful, she has a few weaknesses, out of which is magic. If someone ever used magic to penetrate her mind, Supergirl would most likely be unable to defend herself unless she has the Legion Ring to resist any such attack. What gives Supergirl such a high pain tolerance? Supergirl also has quite a high tolerance for pain, and her exposure to the yellow sun has only made her stronger. Moreover, Supergirl has also gone to great lengths to increase her pain tolerance, and she would occasionally even expose herself to Kryptonite to build her resistance to pain. We have often seen Superman try to be as far as possible from Kryptonite, but Supergirl, on the other hand, does not shy away from some pain and even goes to great lengths to build her tolerance. Can Supergirl get pregnant? Supergirl originated from the planet Krypton, and Kryptonians were procreated in a similar manner as humans. There is nothing that suggests that Supergirl might not be able to get pregnant, and other Kryptonians, such as Superman, also have canonical relations with Lois Lane. Supergirl can most certainly reproduce if she wants to, but she might have to take some additional measures to ensure her partner's and child's safety. Superman also had to give up his powers in the second Superman movie, and he once even traveled to a distant planet away from the yellow sun in order to procreate with Lois Lane. In a similar manner, Supergirl might be too powerful to reproduce under the power of a yellow sun, but she can certainly have a normal pregnancy if she were to get pregnant and give birth in a distant place away from the yellow sun. Can Supergirl be killed? There have been several theories surrounding Supergirl's immortality, wherein some believe that she cannot be killed, while other story arcs have explored her death. During the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, everyone was quite shocked to see that Supergirl was killed off in a tragic series of events. In the 7th issue of this series, Pariah, led by Lady Quark, as well as the strongest surviving heroes, to face Anti-Monitor at his base of operations. However, this face-off did not go smoothly, as the heroes had to adapt from the strange laws of physics in the antimatter universe. Heroes such as Captain Atom and Firestorm had trouble using their powers, while Superman and Supergirl also felt that the antimatter universe was weakening their invulnerability. When Superman was ambushed by Anti-Monitor, Supergirl rushed to his rescue and even destroyed Anti-Monitor's armor. However, Anti-Monitor was enraged by her actions, and he then shot a blast of antimatter at her and killed her. In another scenario, well, spoiler alert, Supergirl is seemingly killed off in the recent Flash movie, where her character was portrayed by Sasha Calle. In the film, the two Barrys and Batman come across Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, in Serbia, and then recruit her to fight against General Zod with them. They soon travel to the Mojave Desert, and Supergirl confronts Zod, who tells her that he had intercepted the pod in which Kal-El was sent to Earth as a child. We also learn that Zod tried to harvest Kal-El's blood, and Supergirl then attacks Zod and puts up a good fight. However, Zod eventually impales her with his arm spike and kills her with the intention of harvesting her blood after her death. On the other hand, some comic arcs have also stayed true to the belief that she is immortal and that she cannot be killed off so easily. During one of her story arcs, Supergirl joined the Red Lantern Corps, and she was soon even possessed by a strange parasite known as a world killer. Supergirl refused to let this parasite take over her body, and she chose to poison herself with kryptonite and then travel to the core of the sun to eradicate herself. However, she was surprised to find out that her plan successfully killed the parasite while she survived the ordeal. Even though kryptonite had the potential to kill her, Supergirl's survival against all odds suggested that she might be immortal in some versions. Conclusion. And that's Supergirl for you. To sum it up, she's a powerful Kryptonian with many interesting powers ranging from heat vision to flight and even solar energy absorption. While she was initially introduced as Superman's cousin, Supergirl has proved her worth and garnered quite a fan following with her impressive feats in the DC universe. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.